Greetings and welcome to EHA Unplugged, the official podcast channel of the European Hematology Association, EHA.
Hello, I am Isabel Olivera, a medical writer at the European Hematology Association, EHA. Welcome to this podcast on the advancement of an AI-driven automated system for manufacturing CAR T cells. This project has been funded by the EU and is called AIDPATH. Today, I have the pleasure to be joined by Carmen Sanges. Welcome. Could you please start by introducing yourself to our audience?
Sure. Thank you, Isabella, for giving me the opportunity. I'm Carmen Sanges. I'm the European Initiative Scientific Project Lead for the Cellular Immunotherapy program in the University Clinic Würzburg. I am a medical biotechnologist by training, with a PhD in medical biotechnology, 7 years of industry experience, and then back to the university 5 years ago.
Thank you for being with us today. To start things off, could you explain to us what is this project, AIDPATH?
So AIDPATH is an European funded project. We have been funded in the framework of Horizon 2020 for implementing an AI-driven automated manufacturing platform that could overcome some of the challenges in the CAR T and in general in the ATMP manufacturing. Together with 12 different partners that are experts with a very diverse background, we came together with the intention of building a physical platform that could help and support our aim of increasing access of the ATMP and European landscape.
So the idea is to make the CAR T or ATMP manufacturing process quicker, cheaper?
Absolutely, because we are overcoming the manual processes, allowing the scale up of the manufacturing. And we are also learning from the manufacturing process. So I would say that one of the biggest potential of this manufacturing platform is really the transparency of the data acquired during the manufacturing process. And for that, we basically rendered all the machines that are modular in this platform digitalized. And this thanks to the Fraunhofer IPT partner. They developed a software that was able to communicate or to make communicating the different machines with each other, but also in correlation with a software that is called the COPE software. And it's also interfacing with the operator. And so I think that this is one of the major items, together with the fact that this system is completely automated and it's completely closed. The manufacturing platform is basically consisting in 2 units, and it's not only taking care of the manufacturing process, but it's also taking care of the QC. There is no disturbance for the cells whatsoever, because we are basically operating all the necessary steps in one unique place.
So which processes do you do in this manufacturer platform? Where do you start and where does it finish?
It's end-to-end, so from the apheresis product until the CAR T product. So it's
to be injected in the patient, and it has been quality controlled and everything is ready.
Correct.
When it comes out.
Correct. Of course, you need to sample on a certain point during the manufacturing, and that's the other beauty of the platform. You have the possibility to have different ways to control what you are doing. The one that I find really interesting and exciting is looking at the cells during the expansion phase. The Aglaris bioreactor, the phaser prototype that was designed during this project, and that allows basically a perfusion of the cells that it's very gentle, and it's also highly controlled, because we embedded 6 different soft sensors that are able to capture metabolites from the cells. And given these inline sensors, we are also able to feed AI algorithms that are informing us on the feeding regime, that it's not fixed, but it's really based on the needs of the cells. And it's also informing us on the right harvest time.
So the media is adapted in real time to the needs of the cells at the time.
Absolutely. And we don't need to disturb the cells for taking samples, because this is another thing that we also embedded at line controls. There is an automated driven sampling system that is basically taking samples during the process, and it's allowing analysis on the platform itself. We included on the platform flow cytometers, for example. And so you can check anything that you would like to check in that specific moment. We also have the opportunity of automated sampling that is allowing you to make offline analysis.
So the machine will do all this analysis automatically.
Yes.
So it's programmed to do it at certain time points. It's all automated unless you want yourself to say, okay, now I prefer to have a sample to do some flow cytometry outside of the platform.
Correct.
So normally the platform would do everything, but you can also at some point decide we want to intervene.
You can customize the schedule directly on the COPE interface. So the interface is allowing also the scheduling of everything that is on the manufacturing, including the sampling.
So what else is AI doing?
We have 5 different AI use cases for our manufacturing platform. The one that I told you is basically the one that is utilizing the data from the expansion phase. So given the inline sensors in the phaser. And beyond that, we also have the possibility to deeply integrate the manufacturing platform into the hospital database. What does that mean? On top of the COP software, we are also backing the manufacturing with a solid database infrastructure that is called Logic Suite, that was developed by the partner Ortec. In this database, we have 3 different units that are taking care of the data. The first one is taking care of the data recorded on the manufacturing platform, and it's called LogicCam. The other one is taking care of the data recorded in the database of the hospital, so retrieving information from the patient history. And then we have also the logic analytics that is putting together all the data for statistical analysis. Not only that, the logic analytics is also allowing to share research questions with other platforms. So in case of multiple manufacturing platforms, the database will collect the data in a federated way or mapped way for all of them, allowing the operators to also have analytics and research questions on the data collected on multiple platforms.
So the fact that this is connected to the hospital information must bring some data privacy issues. How do you deal with this?
The data are pseudo-anonymized. So in case of operators or PIs, they want to perform analysis on the data, and they cannot actually go back to the single patients. And this is given by the fact that we are using a common data model for the collection of data. And another thing that we embedded actually in terms of AI, it's the scheduling, because this is also a very important problem for the resources of the hospital. And so one of the AI use cases is really trying to manage the resources, the departments, the personnel, and also the scheduling of the process, the manufacturing processes on the platform. Now the pilot platform that it's sitting in Würzburg in the R&D environment, is actually capable of running just one CAR-T production. However, the idea is really to parallelize and to make possible multiple runs on the same platform.
What you mean by scheduling is that, for example, you will schedule when you need the patient to come in.
And they need to be there for the manufacturing. When the manufacturing should start, when the apheresis is scheduled to come, yes.
Everything is done by the platform with the AI help. Okay.
With the AI algorithm, absolutely.
What do you think are the main advantages that you will get out of this platform?
The first advantage is the proof of concept. So the apheresis product, it's never the same. And this is including the fact that if you have fixed manufacturing processes, you will always have different CAR-T products that are not predictable, right? If you do not act on the manufacturing process, you cannot really predict the quality of the CAR-T that you are releasing into the patient, whether this product can be really effective or persistent the way you wish. So knowing that we could have more control on that part, I think that one of the biggest potential of this platform is really to introduce the adaptive manufacturing concept in the CAR-T production. And I'm talking about CAR-T production because the pilot platform, it's been designed for the CAR-T process and mapped on the protocol of one of the clinical trials in the University Clinic Würzburg, that it's Lion 1 clinical trial. We designed everything in that direction, but it's really for proving the concept in a first instance.
It will be applied to other cell engineering cases and
it can
gene therapy.
Absolutely, because the manufacturing platform has been designed such that really we have a manufacturing module system, so the different machines can be plugged in and plugged out. But if you decide to modify your protocol, you can still exchange machines, exchange technology. And I think this is also another important aspect of the platform, because it's not a closed, highly integrated system, but it's something that is allowing you to adapt to the different protocols and to the different technology needs and updates.
So it's fascinating that it's already a personalized treatment, but it will be even more personalized with this system because the process will be adapted to each patient.
Hopefully, that's the direction. We rolled out the adaptive manufacturing concept with the feeding regime that we said, and also with the harvest time. But we want to exploit the potential of this adaptive manufacturing even more. And for that reason, we will apply in the next future also metabolomic profiling of the apheresis product and the CAR-T product in the expansion phase, so that we can try to find ways to steer the metabolomic reprogramming already in the expansion phase.
So there are other projects, other automating systems that are being used and also developed for this kind of technologies. How does your manufacturing system compare to this? Do you know?
The AIDPATH platform has a real proof of concept for many research questions. Adaptive manufacturing is nothing that is out there yet, because from a regulatory perspective, this is a journey. So we already exchanged with the regulators in this regard, and it was a quite informative. And I have to say that there is nothing against this path, right? But it's still an unexplored field, I would say. So We're not trying to compete with commercialized products, but we are rather trying to really prove concepts that can be utilized in the next future to increase access, to increase scalability, to increase really production of the upcoming needs of the CAR-T therapies. Automation is, of course, a big point. Closed systems that are avoiding manual processes. So we are actually in line with what the market is requesting right now. Or, for example, the possibility of scheduling, I think also the manufacturing is also very nice feature, but I would say that really the possibility of steering the manufacturing process is the one thing that it's groundbreaking in this context.
What really is groundbreaking is that AI is allowing managing the conditions in an adaptive way.
Totally.
Mhm.
And the fact that you can have transparency on the data of the manufacturing data, I think it's really important because this is an emerging field. We are still learning from it. And it's incredible, in my opinion, that manufacturing data are not acquired as much as they should. And so for that reason, I would really push for that acquisition of the data in a systematic way, and in a way that can be compared. It's absolutely the key item for people working in the field.
So what are the next steps? Where do you see this going in the next 5 years?
Well, the project will end this year, December 2025. But so we are clear that we will need a follow-up project for really exploiting all the potential of the AIDPATH platform. We received the physical platform in Würzburg, and we are performing all the validation rounds. So we will also in parallel perform research on what we think should be the basis for the next metabolomic profiling and metabolomic reprogramming that we would like to further develop on the platform. We will also conduct in vivo experiments to already create the basis that will prove or support the hypothesis that cells generated or produced on the platform in this way are actually more effective as well. So
What do you mean by in vivo in this case?
mouse model.
Mouse, yes. You are not yet going to try these products in
No.
patients. Mhm.
So the data that we generated already, of course, I cannot disclose much, but are encouraging to really continue in this direction. We are also lucky to work with the Hospital Clinic Barcelona. You know that they are a great example, pioneering example for point of care manufacturing. They are pioneering for manufacturing of academic approved products. And so the experience that they have also in this regard, it's pivotal for us for really putting the right step forward.
So is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you would like to say about this AI-driven system?
I would reinforce the concept that European projects can work, that are a potential, really an enormous resource and enormous potential for the research, for the groundbreaking research. Putting together different stakeholders and with different expertise and background, it's an intense work, but it pays off. There is no single moment where you are thinking of your project like check boxes for deliverables or tasks that you need to accomplish because they were written in the proposal, but you are rather really creating something meaningful for the field because you believe in it, and you're surrounded by people that, if they have the courage to be in such a large environment and are open to explore together, it means that they are special, they are courageous, and we need more courage in research.
Well, thank you very much, Carmen Sanges, for sharing this project with us, and good luck in the next years.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to all of you for listening, and stay tuned for the next episodes.